Okay, good morning, everybody. How is it going? Happy Monday. How are you doing today? How's the weekend? Anybody notice anything different for me? That's good, Seth. Glad you had an all right weekend. Yeah, I'm in my classroom. It's good to be back. So by extension, you guys are kind of here as well. I'll give you a little tour here in a minute to give you a little walk around the classroom. So obviously, there's a few things that I still need to kind of touch up and get in order before any hybrid students show up. No news on that yet. Again, I'll let you know as soon as I know something. But again, I believe we'll be starting in hybrid here soon. So I just want to be here so I can start getting that ready for you guys. Ready for all of us. Can you hear me okay? I have this air purifier running that they have in the classroom. And it seems loud to me, but I don't know if it's loud to you guys. Can you hear like this loud blowing wind sound? Or is it mostly just my voice? Okay, cool. Voice is good. All right, thank you, Dallas. Thank you, Seth. All right, well, before we really jump into everything here, what I wanted to do was share a short little video with you that was put together by the math department. It's supposed to go on the Hawk Talks, and I believe it will be. It's just I haven't seen the Hawk Talks video link yet, and I wanted to share it with you guys today. So this is a fun video in celebration of Pi Day, which was yesterday. Anybody have any pie yesterday? I know I did. Yesterday was Pi Day. March 14th, 3.14, right? 314. So in honor of that, the math department made this video. Another math teacher, everyone contributed pictures to this video. And then another teacher, Mr. Harker, and myself worked on putting the video together using those pictures. So check it out and enjoy. It's a short 1-minute video. So go ahead and watch this.
And now, ASAP Science presents 100 digits of pi.
3.14159, this is pi, followed by 2653589, circumference over diameter 79, then 323, OMG, can't you see? 8462643, and now we're on a spree. 38 and 32, now we're blue, oh who knew? 7,950 and then a 2. 88 and 41, so much fun, now we're on 97169393751. Halfway done. 458, now don't be late. 209, where's the wine? 74, it's on the 4, then 94459. 230, we gotta go. 78, we can't wait. 1640628, we're almost near the end, keep going. 62, we're getting through. 089, 9 on time. 862, 8034, there's only a few more. 32, then 53. 42, 11, 7, oh, and 67. We're done. Was that fun? Learning random digits so that you can brag to your friends.
All right, did that come through on your end with the sound and everything? What was it laggy? So I can try to post the link. Oh, that's weird. You only saw half the screen, some of you. Tell you what, I'm going to post the link for that as well in our Google Classroom. And then if you want to go back and watch it, the connection might be better and things like that. So let me just go ahead and add that to our Google Drive. I'm going to put it just in the regular stream. So I just put it in our Google Classroom stream. So if you want to go back and watch that, maybe in, because it goes real fast. So if you want to go back and watch that, maybe slow it down. I think there's a way you can slow it down. I'm not sure, but enjoy. Let's see here. I wonder if I could. I should be able to do that. Let's give it a try. I'll give you a little classroom tour now. There we go. I'll give you guys a little classroom tour. Let's see if my connection stays stable with me. So let's see here. We've got, of course, pi. So I have my little pi poster here with a bunch of digits of pi, things like that. So here's the main entrance to our classroom. Got our classroom door. Stop the spread of germs. Wear your masks. Wash your hands. Maintain social distancing. Stay at home if you're feeling sick. Come in. This is our classroom. Desks will be spaced out a little bit more than this. And also you won't be sitting right next to anyone. There'll be space between you and any other students that are sitting in here. My favorite poster over here, the Mandelbrot set. See here, Mandelbrot sets, fractals. Super cool poster, lots of fun math there. Tons of whiteboards, because who doesn't like whiteboards? My desk over here, complete with plexiglass shield. Although I won't be sitting over here too much, I don't think. Over here is the brand new computer whiteboard thing that I'll be figuring out along with a camera setup. And that's it. That's our classroom. In a nutshell. Get everything plugged back in here. There we go. Alrighty, and let's see here. I have a feeling. I think I want to just, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay. So today we're going to start looking at, we're going to continue working on triangles. You may recall last week, sorry, I'm a little disorganized. Part of that's just like getting used to I had to move everything into my classroom space today from my living room. So I'm still trying to adjust to the new environment. Trust me, I'll get over that very quickly. So remember that last week we were looking at triangles, specifically the angles inside a triangle, and we discovered that, oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on a second. There we go. Can you guys still hear me okay? Just give me a quick check-in, just make sure, I just want to make sure with the new technology. Okay, cool, thanks, Brian. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm still with you guys. No, is my Apple Pencil dead? I tell you, transitions are hard. Okay, here we go. Got to charge my pencil. I think that should be charging now. All right, so this was last week. We looked at some of this, and then specifically, let's see, how do I turn the pencil setting off? My pencil's dead. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to. Themes, document, maybe document, no, typing, writing. Okay, let's see if my pencil's going. See if my pencil works now. Okay, cool. It's going to work for a little bit. All right. So today we're going to look at congruent triangles. Congruent triangles. Let's say this. Two triangles are congruent if and only if the corresponding sides and angles are congruent. Okay, that's a big idea right there. I need to quit this thing. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, I'm getting that it's half the screen is gray. Is this better for you now? Like, can you guys see all the screen now? Yeah, my email is acting up right now, so I'm not necessarily, let me check my email on my phone. Interesting. Let me try something else on my, something black in the middle. How about now? Is that better? Is it all, can you see everything now? How interesting. Huh. Okay. Well, I can make this work. All right. Okay, well, there you go. I think we've got it fixed for now. So two triangles are congruent if and only if the corresponding sides and angles are congruent. So what do I mean by that? What does that mean? Well, imagine we have a triangle here. And we've got another one right here next to it. Right? These are obviously congruent. They are exactly the same size, exactly the same shape. Um, hmm, I'll put this over here, I think. Having to relearn all my setup here now that I'm in a different classroom. Now I'm in my classroom. All right, so if this is triangle ABC, and over here we've got triangle DEF. Okay, we've got triangles ABC and triangle EDF. We would say that these two triangles are congruent. And the way we would say that is by using the symbol triangle. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. And what that means is that all of the corresponding sides and angles have to be congruent to each other. So for example, that would mean that side AB move this down a little bit. Let's talk about the sides first. So side AB is right here. What is AB congruent to in the other triangle? I like this. This is a good setup here. Yeah, very good, Seth. That'd be D. So AB is congruent to D. So those two sides, I have them highlighted in yellow. AB is congruent to D. Those are the same length. And usually what we do to represent that is we'll put a single line on those sides there, and that one line represents that they're the same length. What else? We've got BE, I'm sorry, B, let's do AC. Let's do AC next. So AC, what is AC congruent to? DF, very good. So AC is going to be congruent to DF. And we've got one side left, which is BC. It's going to be congruent to our last remaining side here, which is EF. So BC is congruent to EF. Oh, by the way, when we do those lines, so you see how the yellow on the yellow sides, I put one line. On the blue sides, I'm going to put, I can't put one line because it's a different length, it's a different side. So I'm going to put two lines on the blue sides to show that they're congruent. Those two lines mean that the blue sides are congruent. And on the red sides, I'm going to put three lines to show that those sides are congruent. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that again, those lines are there to show that the sides are congruent. Okay. All right. So that's how we show that the sides are congruent. Now we also have angles, corresponding angles. Corresponding angle, which is this angle here, I found a way to make it like a curve. Oh yeah, there we go. Boy, I really gotta like curve it. Yeah. Oh yeah, that kind of works. Hmm. Wonder. Cool. All right, so here's angle A. Get better at that. There we go. So angle A is going to be congruent to angle D because those are congruent angles. What other angles are congruent? What other angles are the same size here? Yeah, very good, Seth. We've got B is congruent to E, and then C is congruent to F. So now the way that I'm going to show that differently is I'm going to actually use two two curved lines in those angles. These curves are tricky. So I'm going to put two curved lines in those angles to show that they're congruent. And then in the third angle, C and F, I'm going to put 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2. All right, so we got the 3 curved angles in the third one to show that they're congruent. So angle A is congruent to angle D. Angle B is congruent to angle E. And angle C is congruent to angle F. And let's see here, actually, let's see here. A looks like it's green. So let me reinforce that with a green. Because blue and yellow make green. And then we've got an orange up here. And then purple. C and F. There we go. All right, so that gives us all three sides and all 3 angles that are congruent because the triangles are congruent. Okay. Make sense so far? So that's what this sentence up here means, is that when we have 2 triangles that are congruent, that's if and only if the corresponding sides and angles are congruent. Now, we have a few shortcuts. So this is a lot of information down here. We've got a total of 6 pieces of information, 3 sides, 3 pairs of sides, and 3 pairs of angles. Three pairs of sides and 3 pairs of angles. We can actually cut that down considerably using some shortcuts. So I'm going to come down here and do a little tree map. I'm going to call these triangle congruence. We'll call it criteria. Okay, what I really want you to think of here is that these are shortcuts to knowing whether or not 2 triangles are congruent. We don't need to know all 6 pieces of information. We don't need to know all 3 sides and all 3 angles. We can get away with less than that. And there are specifically 5 shortcuts, 5 different shortcuts that we can use. Oh, my pencil died again. Please bear with me while I adjust to the new classroom setting. Let's see here. Maybe I'll take this opportunity to show you what the homework is going to look like, which is homework 18. Okay, it just has one part, 10 problems. It's going to be something that looks like this. It says determine the relationship between the two triangles and whether or not they can be proven to be congruent. So take a look at these two triangles here. You'll notice that there are three pieces of information that are labeled. We have one pair of congruent angles and two pairs of congruent sides. This is probably not the best first example. This is actually, so this is what we would call side-side angle. We have two sides that are next to each other and then an angle. And side-side angle is not enough information for, well, actually we have a 90-degree angle in there. So actually this is something called an hypotenuse leg. Oh boy, we've got a lot of work to do here. So this is actually hypotenuse leg, and they can be proven congruent. And that's specifically because that 90-degree angle. So basically you would fill in something like that. If you're not sure what that is, don't worry, it's one of our shortcuts. I'm going to show you that in just a second. You hit submit, you hit yes, and you get a check mark. So basically every single example is going to require basically two drop downs. Is how are they related? How are the triangles related? Or basically which shortcut is this? And does that shortcut work? Does that shortcut prove that the triangles are congruent? Let's see if I can get specific. I want to try to get, there we go. So here's one of our shortcuts. The first shortcut is what we call side, side, side. If you know all three sides of one triangle are congruent to all three sides of another triangle, that's enough to prove that the triangles themselves are congruent. So this will be, I'll put this in as an example of, I'll put in an example of each. So this is side, side, side. And that'll be an example there. Okay. What if my pencil's working now? Back in business. Three, four, five. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the first shortcut is what we call SSS. SSS stands for three pairs of sides. It stands for side, side, side. So for side, side, side to work, you need to know that all three sides are congruent, but you don't need to know any of the angles. But you need to know that all three sides of one triangle are congruent to all three sides of another triangle. Does that make sense? It's a shortcut. You don't need to know any. The shortcut here is you don't need to know any of the angles. And that's what this example here was, right? We had two triangles. This side was congruent to this side. This side was congruent to this side. And this side here was congruent to this side. You can see that using the lines. Again, the three lines mean that those sides are congruent. The one line means that these sides are congruent. And the two lines tells you that these sides are congruent. Okay, so we call that side, side, side. Now the second shortcut is what we call side, angle, side. Copy, paste. Go. And get rid of these. All right, so for side angle side, SAS, we need to know two pairs of angles. Sorry, two pairs of sides. Let's say this side and this side is congruent, and then let's say that these two sides are congruent. Maybe color will help here. I'm going to put the sides in yellow. So the sides, the congruent sides there are going to be in yellow. But where does the angle need to go? Notice that the angle here is in the middle of the two sides. See how it's in between the two sides, SAS? The order matters here. We can't just pick any angle. We have to choose the angle that is in the middle of the two sides. And that's this angle right here. So I need this angle to be congruent. And that would be SAS. Side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Good so far? Any questions? Maybe we, again, so yeah, let me just get through the shortcuts here and then we'll drill through some of the homework here. All right, so that's SSS, SAS. The third shortcut is ASA. This shortcut is going to use two pairs of angles and one side. Two pairs of angles and one side. So I'm going to choose my angles first. Let's say we make these angles here congruent and these angles over here congruent. And I'll make my angles blue. Okay, so I've got these blue angles that are congruent. But then the side, this time notice the side is in the middle of the two angles. So again, I can't just pick any side. For example, I can't pick this side. This side, is this side in between the blue angles? This side here? Are those sides in between the blue angles? Take a look at my screen. I'll draw it again. Are these yellow sides in between the blue angles? Anybody? Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, very good. It's not in between. Um, yeah, the bottom of the triangle. Very good, Seth. So the side that we want is the one down here along the bottom of the triangle. That's the side that we want. So we want a line down here that shows that those sides are congruent to each other. Okay, and that would be ASA, angle, side, angle. Okay, that's our third shortcut. Our fourth shortcut, let's see here, I should, just to be consistent, I'm gonna color this one as well. So side, side, side would be side, 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 side. There we go. All right. Our fourth shortcut, so we got SSS, SAS, ASA, AAS, AAS. Now for AAS, what do you think we need to know? What do we need to know to use this shortcut? How many angles, how many sides do we need this time? Yeah, two angles, one side. Now notice that it's this other one, ASA, also uses two angles and one side. Just like this one uses two angles and one side. But the difference is that this side is not in between the angles. We've got two angles and a side that is not in between the angles. So that would be something like if we had this angle is congruent to this angle is congruent to this angle. There's our blue angles. But now we actually have a choice here. It really doesn't matter, actually. You have two choices. The only one that you can't pick is you can't pick the one that is in the middle. That would not be AAS. Okay, we can't pick the one in the middle, but it really doesn't matter which one you choose as long as it's not in the middle. So I'm just going to pick this one over here. And that would be AAS. AAS. Two angles and a side that is not in the middle. And that's a shortcut there for that one. And then there's one last one, and this one is kind of breaks the pattern. We call this last one HL. First of all, it's weird because it only uses 2 letters instead of 3. And that's because it specifically requires a specific third piece of information, and that is it has to have a 90-degree angle. So if you have 2 triangles, and they have to have that 90-degree angle. Okay. So that's automatic. You have to have the 90-degree angle. What do you think H and L stand for? What are some words in right triangles? What do we call some of these sides? What do we call the longest side of a right triangle? Okay, well, it starts with an H. It stands for hypotenuse. So kind of wish I had a little bit more space. I guess I'll do it down here. HL stands for hypotenuse. Zoom in on this. Hypotenuse leg. Hypotenuse leg. So the hypotenuse is the longest side of the triangle. That's going to be like this side here. It's always across from the 90-degree angle. And then the other sides are both called legs, and it doesn't matter which one you get. I'll do this one in red. I want to do blue because it's not an angle. So I'll do red. You know, maybe it's this side. So the legs are congruent and the hypotenuses are congruent. We would call this one hypotenuse leg. Now you notice up here, I only have 2 letters. But if you look in the picture, there are 3 things marked. What's the other thing that I marked in the picture? Besides the hypotenuse and the leg. What else is marked in this picture? What's this? What does this mean? This little square symbol. Yeah, 90 degrees, exactly. So HL only works with 90-degree triangles, what we call right triangles. Okay, you have to have that for HL to work. All the other ones doesn't matter. You can use them for anything. But HL will only work with 90-degree right triangles. And that's it. Those are all the shortcuts that work. Now, I should mention, for the purposes of the homework, that there are a few shortcuts that do not work. I will call them shortcuts in quotes. That do not work. What are they? Let me see. I want to make sure I cover all of them. So angle, angle, angle. Okay, if you have, nope, that's not a triangle. There we go, that's a triangle. If you have 2 triangles, what? This is where one angle is congruent here, second one is congruent here, and a third one is congruent here. That does not guarantee that these 2 triangles are congruent. And here's a case in point. This does not work. These are not congruent. So angle, angle, angle does not work. Let's see here. I think there might just be one more that I have to do. Say SSS, HL. Yeah, just one more. The other one that does not work is SSA. SSA does not work. This one is really hard to draw, so I'm just gonna do it like this, and I'm just going to do side, side angle, side, side angle. side angle does not work. This is a shortcut that does not work. You should be aware of that. Side angle does not work. Neither does angle. As you're going through the homework, just be aware of those as two shortcuts that do not work. Okay. I think that wraps it up. I could paste, and what I'll do is I'll paste in some more examples here when I have a minute, just so you have access to those. But you can see all those examples just by clicking Show Example when you're in the homework. Just click Show Example, and you'll get to see, all of these examples here. If I click Next Example, perfect. Here's an example of SAS. Now, copy, delete. I'll put that one in. But do you guys want me to go over some of these with you guys? What about this one here? What's the shortcut? What's the pattern here? Look at, think about the letters S and A and what order they go in. What do you guys think for this one on my screen? Okay, you already did it. Awesome. Yeah, anybody already knocked this out? Everybody knocked this out already? Yeah, one. Yeah, good job. So in this one here, we've got we have two marked sides and one marked angle, which means it's going to use two S's and one A. And I'm pretty sure there's only one shortcut that uses that. Well, successfully. But if we look at our list here, that's going to be either SAS or SSA. SAS or SSA. And if you look at this, the angle is in the middle of the two sides. It's in between the two sides. So that means it's going to be SAS. SAS. And then you have to ask yourself, and you can look at your notes, does this shortcut work? Is this one of the shortcuts that works? Anybody? Yes, it does. Very good, Seth. So this does work. So that means that they can be proven congruent. We submit our answer, and we're good to go. All right. Um, that's pretty much all there is to this part here. So you just kind of need to practice it, look at the examples, look at the notes, and then give these problems a shot. We'll probably continue working on this idea a little bit on Thursday as well. We'll see. So if you don't get it all today, no worries. We will continue working on this later in the week. Remember that this Friday is the end of the quarter. So if you have any missing assignments, continue to work on those. Come to office hours if you need to make up a quiz or anything like that. I think those are all my reminders. You guys have about 10 minutes left right now if you want to knock out some homework, or if you just need to stretch your legs, that works too. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you later. I'll stick around if anyone has any questions. How you doing, Reese? Any questions? Doing okay? Evelyn, how are you doing? Christopher? Emmanuel? Jesse? You guys doing okay? Can you hear me? All right, I'll see you guys later.
Well, good morning, you guys. Hope everyone's having a good Monday. Uh, I had back surgery on Friday, and I was optimistically thinking I'd be able to come back to school today, but there's no way. I'm hoarse. They stick a tube down your throat, and it affects your uh, vocal cords for several days. So I'm not talking the best right now either. Um, so what I've done is we were gonna do some notes on the Treaty of Versailles today, but I generate those from school and I can't get them at home. So I've flipped the order about what we're going to do this week. So Wednesday, we were going to do the first part of our unit test, which is a little map exercise. There's 5 questions there, and within those questions, there's 9 points. So some questions require more than others. It's in classroom. I've already posted it for you guys. There's directions there. You'll see that there's 2 maps on page 438. And if you have your textbook handy, turn to 438 and you'll see those maps. And I'm going to help you a little bit here, explain a couple things. So page 438. So take a second, a little bit, and let's get to that page. Country boundaries and empires and countries and all that. And the bottom one is post-World War I Europe. What did Europe look like after the war? And you see that it looks quite different. There's a pretty dramatic change about what the treaty did to the boundaries of Europe and creating new nations, etc. So there's going to be some questions on the Balkan Peninsula. So if you look at the bottom map, hang on, Bella, I'm not there yet. If you look at the bottom map, you see the Black Sea and you see the Mediterranean Sea underneath, but what you don't see is the third large body of water that surrounds this Balkan Peninsula. Remember, a peninsula is a piece of land surrounded on 3 sides by water. So you see the Black Sea, see the Mediterranean, the Black Sea is to the east, the Mediterranean to the south. So what sea's to the west? And it's not named here. You don't need to know the name of it, but you need to know what sea you're looking at. So find Italy on the bottom map and Yugoslavia, and you'll see a big body of water separating Italy and Yugoslavia. That's the Adriatic Sea. So the Balkan Peninsula is surrounded on 3 sides by the Adriatic Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Black Sea. Okay. So when it comes to talking about the Balkan Peninsula, that's where you're looking. This assignment is due at the end of the period, not at midnight tonight. So don't check out thinking that you can do it later. You can do it later, but you're going to miss some points. So if you want to get max points on the test as best you can do, finish it before the period's over. And this penalty will be a little heavier than what I do on usual because I want you to do it this period. So Bella asked if you guys could check out. And the answer to that is if you don't have any questions, you can check out and do this asynchronously. But keep in mind, this needs to be posted, needs to be submitted before 11:15, okay, before the period's over. I'll stay on here a while just to get stragglers, people coming into class late so I can explain this. But for the rest of you who are here, you guys can start working on this thing. Any questions, let me know.